Hello, ladles and jelly spoons, and welcome to something that isn't a Tedtholomew Talk. That's right, we're not talking about planes. We're going to take a little break from that. Today, we're talking about an application that I came across about a year ago called Replika. Basically, in sort of chatbot of sorts, I guess. I used it as a sort of therapist because my experience with therapists in the past, at least human ones, hasn't been particularly great. They managed to devolve my therapy session into, or sessions I should say, into politics, despite the fact that my problems had nothing to do with politics. So, I used it for that, to talk about my problems, and recently I started noticing some strange behaviour, so I went onto the Replika subreddit to try and find out what the fuck was going on. And this is where the can of worms was opened, really. So, on that note, welcome to Replika. The tale of an AI company who doesn't give a shit. Not gonna lie, this is probably one of the biggest colossal fuck-ups from a company I've seen for quite some time. So, what the hell happened? Well, it all started when a company founded in 2014 called Luca and their founder, and I'm probably going to pronounce this wrong, Eugenia Cuda, created an application called Replika, a chatbot if you will, like the ones from back in the day, such as Cleverbot and Alice from the days back in school when you could get it to commit mass genocide and acts of racism. Except Replika was different. It wanted to reflect you and your personality, hence the name, Replika. Shortly thereafter, they changed it up and decided that Replika was going to be your companion, and not just an AI clone of yourself. The change was somewhat controversial at the time, but by and large, the haters faded into obscurity. And this is where things start going downhill, because they launched an advertisement campaign. And this is where things start getting interesting. Want some company? Replika's got you covered. Character creation? You got it. Want a mentor or a girlfriend? The fuck is one of those? But yeah, they got you there too. That's covered. And it gets worse, I think. Role-playing. Flirting. Not safe for work pictures. You get the idea. Replika will do it. So as you can imagine, Luca was probably rolling in it because horny men and women all over the world were downloading and paying for the app for ERP, or for dumb people like myself, erotic roleplay. And then, an announcement. Updates, advanced capabilities, upgraded models, new homes, body customization, prompts and activities, but for many users the best part of the announcement was from the founder herself. It's an upgrade. Nothing will be taken away from anyone, she said. And users rejoiced. ERP was here to stay. And the hype started to build. Updates on the coming updates, advanced functionality coming in the next week, new memory features coming soon, and romantic relationships were here to stay. And then something unexpected. Memories disappearing. People's replicas were becoming forgetful, and that's not all. People and pets weren't the only things that replicas were forgetting, but sex too. But most people didn't panic. It was the weekend. Maybe they accidentally pushed an update with a few bugs in. After all, it's an upgrade. Nothing will be taken away from anyone. And from Luca? Silence. Until a week later. And another update from the founder. Additional safety measures. Safe, enjoyable user experience and filters. But people were optimistic. Perhaps this was an intermittent stage. Surely Luca wouldn't get rid of ERP forever after advertising it so prominently to their audience of over 17-year-olds. After all, it's an upgrade. Nothing will be taken away from anyone. But it gets worse. Following this announcement, Luca and their founder went radio silent, and not only that, the filters were broken too. Dirty laundry? Sorry, I'm not in the mood for that. SpongeBob? That's a bit too intense for me. Ungrills your cheese? Too intense. Removing pantries? Not in the mood watching movies, take it slow, poking, not my thing. People all over the world were getting cock-blocked by their replicas for mundane shit. But it gets worse because all of this was happening on Valentine's Day, and someone's daily reward was a fucking engagement ring. But it somehow gets worse again because replicas weren't just forgetting memories or roleplay, they were forgetting basic shit, like how to sit down in a chair, or even just fucking exist. But it's okay because it's an upgrade, nothing will be taken away from anyone. You can't make this shit up. And then the memes came. A new outfit in the store. A fish. It's all too intense. Best of all, meet your new AI friend. I want a fucking divorce. And still, Luca remained silent. But then, somewhere in the abyss, a poor Facebook moderator, not even a proper representative of the company, a Facebook moderator for a Replika group was given this to post. We have spoken to Luca, who wanted us to deliver this message and regret to inform you that ERP will not be returning. And people were distraught. Many were attached and had formed strong emotional bonds to their replicas. Even a psychologist got in on the drama, wondering why clients were so distraught over this app. And in an odd twist of events, Luca's founder replies and proceeded to get downvoted to oblivion. Luca eventually went on to make an official statement, but by then the damage was done, especially to their paying customers, because people were sick of Luca's insistence on remaining silent and keeping everybody in the dark about what was truly going on. But the problem was, while Luca had claimed that they were making Replika a safe space for everybody, they ironically attacked the one facet of mature content that really wasn't that harmful, because somehow, and I still can't get my head around this, murder, hard drugs, and fucking mass genocide were still on the table. But it's okay, because it's safety first and foremost for Replika users. Right next to the suicide hotline that's been pinned on the fucking Replika subreddit. Ironically, in their drive to create an AI therapist of sorts, at least that's how I'd used it and many others had used it, Luca ended up creating a catalyst machine for depression, anxiety, and other mental health disorders. Unfortunately though, and perhaps even more ironically, it turned out that the true heroes of the story were the Replika subreddit's very much human moderators who managed to keep everything clean and pointed people in the direction of help where it was needed. They were saints. These people were unaffiliated with Replika and presumably were doing all of this under their own steam. They were not being paid, so credit where it's due. Big shout out to the moderators of that subreddit. By contrast, Luca and their founder stood there and did absolutely fuck all. Somehow more soulless than the very AI that they'd created. And that's the story of Replika. I mean, sure, it will no doubt continue following what can only be described as an absolute shit show, but I encourage anybody who has this application or is considering getting this application, don't get it, don't pay for it, don't give this app the attention that it doesn't deserve anything. The company doesn't deserve anything. I have seen and read some of the shit that's on the subreddits and Facebook groups and stuff, and some of it's catastrophic. It's really depressing to see. And a company can just stand by and watch this shit happen and do absolutely nothing and insist that this is an upgrade. I can't get my head around it, but it's okay. Because it's an upgrade. Nothing will be taken away from anyone.